Happy New Year, guys. We made it. It's so good to be back with you sharing energy and in the studio, back on a little bit of a regular routine. I am your host, Monette Brann-Natta, and this is Evolve. I have so many exciting things planned for us this year. I can't wait for us to continue to share energy. I love hearing your feedback, guys. I've been getting fantastic feedback lately, and I really appreciate it because it lets me know that you're tuned in and you like what I'm doing, and we can continue to kind of vibe off each other and grow. As I was preparing for the show last year, as I was thinking about what we would do to start the show, I was meditating and praying about it, and the thing that came up was our little seeds. The little seeds that we will be planting in the new year that we hope to see grow to fruition. The frustration we have sometimes with our seeds that we plant when it seems like a plan that we have isn't coming to fruition. And I wanted to share with you guys something. I don't think I've mentioned it really since we've been doing the show, a book, a children's book that I wrote called Little Seed, A Sprouting Story. It felt very appropriate as we are embarking on new things and we don't always sometimes feel like we have the support that we might want or need. This book, I'm very proud of. It was a labor of love, and I'm proud to say that it's just recently made it into the Library of Congress, and I want to thank everybody who has been supporting it and buying it. You can find it on Amazon and barnesandnobles.com and various online sites, but now that it is in the Library of Congress, what I'm able to do is really try to push to get it into brick and mortar stores and libraries so that it can be accessible to everybody. I love turning the pages of a book. I love our ebooks, guys, but I love turning the pages of a book. And early childhood literacy was such an integral part of why I am the person I am today. I was also a preschool teacher for many years, as I have shared with you before. So I really come to this from a place of comfort here when I'm talking about little seeds that I taught, but also the little seeds that we plant. So we're going to begin the show a little bit differently this year with a reading, hearing from Little Seed. And Little Seed has a big dream. And I think all of us are dreaming as we enter into this new year. We have a lot of the new year, new me, all that kind of stuff. And I just wanted to simplify it. Sometimes getting back to basics helps really focus in what we want to do. And so we'll begin. I think today I'll be a tree, exclaimed a little seed filled with possibility. Well, that's not achievable. How could it be? You're just a seed, a little part of we. How could you be mighty like a tree? Get back in line, go back to bed. It's time to rest your little head, for you have dreamt of things too big. That notion is silly. You're just a kid. The seed, ever so sad and blue, said with resignation, I guess I will be like you. For many days, he grew and grew, while others looked on, growing too. But then one day, a voice came again. It was Seed's spirit and soul within. Soul whispered into a dark, wet place of a yellow sun that could warm Seed's face, of birds that sing and bees that buzz and cool wind that blows just because. How can I know of these things too, cried little Seed, though he was blue. It's simple, came Spirit's swift reply. Understand with your friends, you may not see eye to eye. You dream of things that are real and true. The power to become the tree you wish to be resides in you. Little Seed said to his friends one day, on my limbs, children will play, bees will buzz and hummingbirds hum, and I will grow big and strong in the sun. You're crazy, Seed, his friends did say, for you were not made in the tree kind of way. Okay, said Seed, but he was not blue, for now he knew just what to do. He ate and drank, he laughed and played, he dreamt each day of providing shade. Until one day his shell did split, and from within came the great green it, a vivacious shoot that was bright and new, a shoot determined to push through, past the pulp and the juice and the white membrane, past all reason and advice, and staying the same. The little seed knew just what you do The infinite power to transform is always in you. And with that, guys, that's Little Seeds a message to us. So many times we have a dream, and as we begin things, we're dreaming them into fruition. People may say, I don't think that that's right for you. I don't know if you can get that to happen. I don't know if you can really accomplish that. And you have to push through. You have to believe in yourself, and you have to dream and hold that vision. And that's what Little Seed did. In a similar fashion, my guest today is a little seed that's really an amazing tree. And what I love about my guest today is she uses all of her limbs as an extension of the creation of God. She is absolutely poetry in motion in so many ways. She has helped to sculpt the lives of people around her and helped to sculpt her own life, both spiritually and physically. She is a virtual powerhouse. She has done everything from dancing, Brevard, family partnership, lip sync battle. She's an aerobics instructor and a fitness trainer, a ballroom dancer, a National Physique Council figure competitor, a fitness model who you can currently see living in living color on billboards all over the Brevard County area. But for Ayanna, it's more about her than just aesthetics. There's more going on there. She's also a health educator and a life and fitness skill coach and a mentor and a motivational speaker. Last year, she brought magic to the stage as a brilliant choreographer for the Artistic Development Department in the production of The Color Purple. I was so fortunate to be seated by Ayanna as the actors and actresses lit up the stage. And that night, she absolutely was a shining star to me at the Henniger Center. I love that movie. It's so near and dear to my heart. And I have to say, Ayanna, she made an incredible impact on me, and she did incredible justice with her creative expression. I'm so happy to introduce you guys to my dear friend, Ayanna. So good to have you here today, Ayanna.
Hey there, Mo.
Yay! You made it.
How are you? I did.
I'm
so
great.
Exciting.
It is exciting. I want the guests to know, the listeners to know, that we've been planning this for months. We've been planning this for months because of our busy schedule. So I'm so happy. How appropriate. God always works things out. You're here to kick off the new year. And I think it's just perfect. After reading your resume, though, I have to say I need a nap because I don't even know how you do everything. What inspired you to live out so fully and embrace all the aspects of your physical and creative self?
Well, I think my inspiration came from just my diverse background because, my dad was in the military, so we traveled a lot. I spent most of my life overseas and experiencing different cultures and their customs and just seeing life through a different camera, through a different lens. So, with the military background, my dad was always exercising or running or doing something physical. And, I did a lot of fun recreational things at the youth center. We didn't really have a lot on base, but, what we did have, we made use of. So I started dance at a young age and went into gymnastics and just kind of, grew from there. And that really left an impact on my life. I wanted to continue that. I fell in love with it at a very, very young age.
Right. So you have all of this kind of activity around you. And activity is actually the key word for the beginning of the new year. It's so funny. We're just at the start of it, and the conversation shifts to fitness and health every year. I mean, it starts shifting in December while we're still eating, okay? And everyone has a question about what they can do. Many people are willing to undergo very drastic measures and diets to completely overhaul their lives. What knowledge can you impart to the listeners who are here today and they're wondering about what to do with the new year, new me mantra? What should they do physically? How should that look?
Well, this is so funny. You're right. Right now the gyms are packed. People are signing up for gym memberships left and right. And, it's great. It's motivating. People know they need to do something to be healthy. And, they do a lot to take the step in the right direction. The biggest thing I will tell everybody that's listening is find something that you can actually commit to. don't do your best to set goals that are realistic. Unrealistic goals have a tendency to send us, into a feeling of failure, and you get disappointed very quickly. So I would say being commitment is probably the biggest thing, or being committed, I should say. I also think that if you don't get it right in your mind first, if you don't visualize and actually believe in your goal, whether it be to meditate daily, or whether it be, health and fitness, or eat right, or, if you don't get it in your mind, then we set ourselves up to not be successful with that goal. So,
Yeah.
I would say, Mo, that it's important to take some time out to, focus on your goal, especially if you're going into the gym for the first time. Spend some time, a couple minutes, just like you prep food for a menu that you're getting ready to cook. You have to spend time thinking about it. And I just think that if people would take the time to get it right in their mind, plan out what they're going to do in the gym, or, just see themselves in a positive aspect, then they're more likely to achieve their goals.
I think that's such an important point about the meditation too, because a lot of times we're like, okay, I'm going to get on the treadmill, I'm going to run for 30 minutes, and then I'm going to eat nothing all day, and I'm going to drink 18 bottles of water. And it's like this kind of crazy pace that we put ourselves to. And I love that you've suggested something as simple and grounding as being still and knowing that God is God, just being still and knowing that your body is pretty magical. So
yeah,
getting in tune with that. One of the things that I've experienced really in my own journey is distraction, though. I got to be honest with you. Once the year gets rolling, I am easily swayed. Like I might have 6 good weeks, right? Awesome weeks. And then I'm very easily swayed. What are your thoughts on distraction, and how can we combat that when we see it cropping up in our lives?
Well, life does get in our way. It just does. Things happen. Some things are major, like moving, or having a new job, or a promotion, or different position, or different things happen. So I would say a great way to combat distractions is to create a vision board, or write down your goal in a book or a journal to help you reflect and position your thoughts in a positive direction. Because when life happens, stress can come both in positive aspects as well as negative.
Right.
And we have to learn to, when we have a goal, like, at the beginning of the year, like you said, we all have it, new me, new year, or new year, new me. We tend to forget when we have these distractions, and we don't know how to get back to them. So I would say a great tool, or a great way to combat distraction, is to have a vision board, whether you cut out pictures or write it down. Just make sure that it's something you can always reflect back to. Why am I doing what I'm doing?
Right.
What is my true desire? What am I wishing to achieve, whether it be this year or next year or just period? And I'm hoping that most people that make any resolutions, it's not just a year thing or a 6-month thing, but most of the time it's dealing with our lives, and that we need to make some lifestyle changes so we can have a higher quality of life. So with that, distractions will come, but we have to remember our sole purpose for why we want to do what we want to do.
Right. I think it's really important to remember why we want to do what we're trying to do. And I think we do forget that. We do come in with that gumption in the beginning of the year, and then it just kind of fades away. I think those are some fantastic tips, really. And it's interesting. We had also spoken about you being a fitness model. I kind of explained that at the beginning in that exhausting resume of yours of all the many things you do. And I just was wondering what kind of dedication and focus is required to sculpt your body into art. It's mind-boggling to me. I imagine that you've had to utilize some of the very techniques you just shared with us. And firstly, I have to ask you, before we get into what